Hello and welcome to my channel. Here we learn the lore and stories of the world of Tyria. Today we will learn about the Kodan of the North and their history. So put on something warm as we journey to the Shiverpeaks to find out what they can teach us. As always, you can find the full lore on the official Guild Wars 2 wiki. Now let's begin. The birth of the Kodan. Long before the age of men, Char or Asura, the world was a restless place of shifting storms and rising seas. The wind warred with the mountains, and the fire devoured what the water made. From this wild world, the spirits of nature took form, each powerful, but none in harmony. Among the beasts of the frozen peaks walked the bears, strong and enduring. Yet one bear raised its head to the heavens and wondered why the world fought against itself. That question reached beyond the mortal plane and was heard by Kodan, the ancient being of balance and wisdom. Kodan looked upon the bear and said, "If you would watch and learn, then watch and learn, and you shall protect and guide the spirits of this world." Thus, the first Kodan was born. Not a god, but a guardian of balance. The Kodan believed that from that moment, they were charged to keep watch over the world, ensuring that creation and destruction remained in equilibrium. They tell stories of other bears who chose different paths, some staying wild, others wandering south. Some voices even speculate that one such group gave rise to the Norn, though this belief remains only a legend among their people. The Will of Balance. To the Kodan, all existence is bound by the will of Kodan, the eternal law that holds the world together. Every flame, river and heartbeat plays its part in a greater pattern. Creation cannot exist without destruction. Peace cannot exist without conflict. To disturb this balance is to invite ruin. Because of this belief, the Kodan live with deliberate restraint. They take only what they need from the world and see every act, hunting, crafting or fighting, as a spiritual duty. Death is neither feared nor welcomed, but accepted as a continuation of balance. Kodan teachings speak of cycles of rebirth. Souls are said to be reborn again and again, always in forms suited to their understanding, until they reach full harmony with the will of Kodan. For this reason, many Kodan believe themselves to be further along the spiritual path than most other races. Not out of pride, but from reverence for their purpose as guides and observers. Their myths and records tell of sanctuaries that lost faith and drifted into ruin, and of voices who fell into the rage of Kodan, a madness brought on when too much divine truth overwhelms the mind. These tales remind the Kodan that even wisdom must remain in balance and humility. Sanctuaries, voices and claws. The Kodan dwell upon vast floating citadels of ice called sanctuaries. Carved from glaciers and sustained by powerful magic, these great vessels drift across the frozen seas of the far Shiverpeaks. Each sanctuary houses a sacred flame of Kodan, eternal fires said to burn with the light of the first dawn. Every sanctuary is led by two figures. The voice, who speaks for Kodan, receiving divine insight through meditation and communion with the mists. The claw, who acts upon the voice's guidance, leading hunts, defenses and daily affairs. Together, they maintain the harmony between spirit and action. Neither rules alone. A voice without a claw is powerless. A claw without a voice is lost. The voice lives in seclusion, attended by shamans, and must open their minds to their immense truths of Kodan's will. Some cannot bear the weight of this knowledge and fall into the rage of Kodan, losing all reason. When this happens, the entire sanctuary suffers, for the bond between voice and claw is sacred and irreplaceable. For countless generations, the Sanctuaries drifted peacefully across the northern seas, maintaining their vigil of balance. But the peace would not last forever. The Dragonstorm. Far beneath the glaciers of the far Shiverpeaks, the elder dragon Jormag slept, an ancient embodiment of ice and persuasion. When Jormag awoke, the world trembled. Blizzards of magical frost swept across the north, ice shattered the mountains, storms tore sanctuaries apart, and the very seas froze solid. Countless Kodan perished as their floating cities cracked and sank beneath the waves. This disaster became known as the Dragonstorm. Many voices tried to understand Jormag's place in the will of Koda. Some believed the dragon's awakening was a divine test, a necessary destruction to restore the world's equilibrium. Others saw it as proof that the balance had been broken, that something in creation had gone terribly wrong. Those who survived fled south across the broken ice, guided by surviving claws and a few voices who still heard Koda's will. Some of these southern sanctuaries encountered a hardy new people, the Norn. To the Kodan, the Norn seemed both familiar and foreign. They shared a reverence for nature and spirit, yet sought personal glory instead of balance. Some Kodan whispered that the Norn might indeed be descendants of an ancient tribe that left the north long ago, but no proof was ever found. In the Aftermath of Jormag. Among the sanctuaries that fled the Dragonstorm, one drifted farther south than any other and never returned. Separated from their kin, its people adapted to a warmer world. Over generations, they became known as the Lowland Kodan. Without a voice to guide them, lost either to the storms or the rage of Koda, the Lowland Kodan abandoned the old structure of voice and claw. Instead, they turned to councils of elders and community deliberation. They remain deeply spiritual, but are cautious of mystical authority, believing that the will of Koda should be found through collective wisdom, not a single prophet. While their northern kin continue to roam the frozen seas, the lowland Kodan have built villages along coasts and river valleys, living more practically while keeping the essence of their belief. Their fur is darker, their builds broader, but their reverence for balance endures. In the age of the Elder Dragons, Kodan sanctuaries such as Stillwater's Speaking survived even in the shadow of Jormag's corruption. Its claw, Cloudseeker, led the tribe after the voice was lost to the rage. Together with heroes from other races, the Kodan helped resist Jormag's influence and defend the fragile harmony of Tyria. Today, the Kodan remain few but steadfast. Their sanctuaries drift among the ice, their flames burning against endless night. Whether upon the frozen north or the temperate shores of the south, they continue to live by their creed, that balance is life, and all things, even gods and dragons, must serve that balance. They are watchers, guardians, and teachers of an ancient truth. Creation and destruction are one, peace and struggle are one. In their harmony lies the eternal will of Koda. The enduring balance. The storms have quieted, and the great sanctuaries drift once more across calmer seas. Their fires still burn, faint but steady, casting light upon the ice that has carried them since the dawn of their kind. The lowland tribes far to the south keep their own smaller flames, softer but no less sacred. Though distance and time divide them, all Kodan remain bound by the same purpose: to uphold the will of Koda, no matter where the tides may take them. The world around them changes. Dragons rise and fall, nations clash and fade, yet the Kodan endure. They have seen ages turn and waters shift, but they do not measure their lives by victory or loss. They measure by balance, the fragile line between faith and doubt, strength and mercy, stillness and motion. To outsiders, they seem eternal, unyielding beings of ice and conviction. But the Kodan know that nothing truly lasts unchanged. Even balance must move, like the sea beneath their feet. And so they drift onward, watchers between worlds, carrying the wisdom of ages in their hearts and the light of Koda in their hands. Because balance is not found in stillness. It lives in every step, every breath, every flame that survives the cold. And as long as one sanctuary yet sails upon the water, the will of Koda endures. This has been the story and lore of the Kodan. I hope you enjoyed this video. The Kodan are one of my favorite races in the game, and their lore is deep and more detailed than many other non-playable races. With that said, thank you for watching this video. Please like and comment something you thought was interesting or something that I missed. Also subscribe to not miss future lore content in this format. Now take care, and I will see you in the next story. Goodbye.